Hello, America. This is Becky Williams with Rage Against the Regime podcast. Doing a quick show this morning to let folks out there know what's going on in McKinney, Texas. We have the Black Empowerment movement that has taken up arms, if you will, with the Nation of Islam in an orchestrated event to try and create another Ferguson/Baltimore situation in Texas. Now, a couple of things are bothering me this morning, so I wanted to go ahead and do a show. I've been following my brother, Rich Kent, who I reached out to on Tuesday to ask for help in organizing the event. Actually, he stepped up to the plate. He saw my post, indicated to me he was getting in his car and he was on his way, headed my direction. I haven't known Rich for very long, but I checked his credentials and trusted that he was and is a true patriot, not a shield. So, long story short, I was under the assumption that he was bringing in as many people as he could to counter what was going on in McKinney, Texas. For those of you who have not heard as of yet and may not be aware of the orchestrated event, Friday, a week ago, we had an orchestrated event in McKinney, Texas, where a so-called party organizer and a DJ flash mobbed a subdivision's pool. By all intents and purposes, it looked like they were trying to make money. Now, anybody out there that's listening to this show, if you can give us any substantial information on Tatiana or the DJ or the mother of Tatiana who resides in that subdivision, then please do so. A couple of things are extremely bothersome, and I do believe this was an orchestrated event in Texas. This is why. Tatiana is from Chicago. We know that is the pits of hell where the demonic likes of Al Sharpton and Obama and many of the other thugs have come from. It's a cesspool of shit, basically. Tatiana is from Chicago. The DJ is from Chicago. Supposedly, in this very nice subdivision, Tatiana and her mother live in a Section 8 house. I don't get that, but it's part of the governmental segregation program. Apparently, the homeowner is being paid handsomely, and the guarantor is the government, basically. That the landlord or owner of that home will be receiving their money for letting that house out. Now, I had a couple problems here. One, tax evasion, okay? Because the mother was helping Tatiana throw these event parties, and I'm pretty sure that cash-in-hand money is not being reported. So I would invite the IRS and anybody else, that law enforcement even, for racketeering. The Attorney General of Texas should be involved at this point. The governor should be involved at this point. This is big stuff going on here. Not just the things that I'm mentioning about her party event, but the fact that Al Sharpton, the Nation of Islam, the Black Empowerment movement, are all a part of this. Now, I've been on Facebook since Tuesday, involved in trying to help organize what's going to go down in McKinney, Texas. We need a huge show of numbers, number one. Patriots, for years I've been sitting on Facebook with you and showing up at events that you don't show up at after saying that you're going to come. I need you guys really to get up off your ass here in Texas. And if you want to come in from any other state, feel free to do so if you're a patriot. And you want to support thwarting Al Sharpton and Quinal X, Malcolm X's son, and Farrakhan Khan, and the Nation of Islam and the Black Panthers, who, by the way, Shabazz, their leader, calling for the death of all white people and marching up and down the streets in America with AK-47 on their backs. Not cool with that. Not in Texas. This is not how shit's going to happen here. So we need a show of numbers, number one. I need information on this DJ and on Tatiana. If there are any private investigators out there that have a little bit of free time, want to donate that time to the Patriot movement, give us some scoop on Tatiana and this DJ. We certainly need that information. If there are any attorneys listening, we want to start filing some mass lawsuits, enough's enough, against Al Sharpton, the government, the U.S. government. We know for a fact George Soros and some of the others have been sinking tons of money into destroying America and causing this great divide. Now, the reason that I did this show this morning is mainly because I've been following Rich Kent's posting page and engaging in conversations, and it's getting pretty heated, and I fall back into my carnal person out of my spiritual, Christian person, and I do engage the idiots. I try not to let them take me there, but and use intelligence and a little bit of finesse. But on a couple of occasions, I have actually gotten bent sideways. And for my listeners out there, you know what direction I can go whenever my buttons are pushed in the wrong way. So because I am human, and there's only so much I can take. I want to clarify a couple of things. Had a black person last night tell me, when I said, look, I'm not a racist individual. I have a mixed-race family. And the little bitch spouted off and said, why are you telling me that? I hate it when people say that. Well, you hate it because you don't like white people. If the truth be told, that Danielle was her name, is really why you hate hearing that. And it was in response to a comment that was made during the conversation on that thread. So I want to go ahead and clarify for something that she said on that thread, and let her know that no, this wasn't a racist issue for me. But quite frankly, I'm sure that a lot of people are sick of the blacks whining and crying, and I'm not all blacks because again, I'm going to go here. There's bad people everywhere. It doesn't matter what race you are, but I personally, and many others, are really, really, really tired of these whining ass, uneducated gangstas, if you will, thugs running the street, killing people, thugging, drugging, disrespecting life, property, kill whitey, flash mobbing. Enough's enough. And these are the very same, pardon me, my allergies are awful today. I do apologize. Please bear with me. These are the same people that we see burning down Ferguson, burning down Baltimore, murdering, executing cops, flash mobbing whitey, they're ignorant, for lack of better terminology. They're absolute scum of the earth. They have no regard for life. They have no respect for anybody's anything because they've never worked for anything. is generations of welfare writing, whining ass, my ancestors this, my ancestors that. I went on yesterday and I educated a couple of people. Whether it's sunk in or not, I really don't know. I just know that I gave it a shot. And for anybody listening out there, I would invite you to look it up. The fact of the matter is, they control our children and their thought process and their development of their character and morals through education. We're seeing it exposed through the Common Core curriculum all across the board. It's a UN-implemented program to effectively have I would have to say humanity, all of humanity, believe what they want them to believe, think as they want them to think. It's destructive. They're trying to control the psyche of all people, the thought process of all people. But anyway, through this Common Core program since the 50s, when it was first implemented, actually in 1945 was when it was first implemented and started testing it, they have dumbed people down to divide people, to give them the ability to control the masses, if you will, dividing their political thought process, their belief process. You get where I'm going. So, the one thing that they haven't taught these ignorant black people, because all black people aren't ignorant, just the ones that are out here doing this stupid shit, who, by the way, most of them are getting paid for it. Your tax dollars not only get to pay for their housing, their EBT cards, which, by the way, they can get cash on, and go buy their scissor and their 40s and go to titty bars and, buy their crack on the corner. But you're also watching them get paid very handsomely to go into cities and destroy and to assault and to assassinate. Okay, yeah, that's a fact. And this regime, this government under Obama are absolutely guilty of being the ones who are financing this whole thing. Okay? So understand this. You got a lot of people who are uneducated, who believe their ancestors were the most mistreated people on earth. They keep pushing for more and more reparations, if you will. I mean, that's what we have to call it, isn't it? Isn't it? Because they think that I should pay for their Obama phone. They think that I should pay for their EBT card. They think that I should pay for all their children that they keep creating, because they're so friggin' irresponsible. They can't even abstain or use birth control. So they run down to the clinic and they murder our precious little black children. They murder them at an alarming rate. I mean, it's unbelievable how many babies get murdered through abortion because these whores can't keep their legs shut, and these whore boys or men, and many of them are children, you guys. I mean, they're being dragged down to the abortion clinic at the ages of 12 and 13 years of age. Seriously. Their mamas and daddies aren't watching them. Many of them are living in a one-parent household. I mean, it's just so dysfunctional and such a broken environment for these people. So how do we fix that? How do we pull them out of the gutter or the ghetto? Well, my friends, I think it's a bit too late, to be quite honest. And when Daddy gets here, and I'm talking about God, it's okay, because he's going to handle his business. He will. But right now we have to go through what we're going through. So here's the deal. I'm on this post, and I'm having this discussion, and I start educating them. The very first case in court for ownership of another human being in this nation was a Negro landowner who would not release his Negro employee, basically. It was a contract. At the end of the contract, this is how it goes. At the end of the contract, 7-year contract, I believe is what it was, this person was supposed to be released and rewarded with 50 acres. So I don't know where this is how, let me just make a statement real quick. 40 acres and a mule. That's what we hear all your life. I seriously don't know where the hell they get it. Because in the court case itself that set precedents, okay, the owner didn't want to release this guy. He wanted to go to work for another guy, and basically the judge said, okay, you win, you're released. Negro gets pissed off, the landowner Negro. He gets pissed off. He takes to a higher court. It's overturned, and he gets an indefinite contract on this poor, now enslaved Negro. Okay, and the judge says, the contract's good indefinitely, thereby enslaving this gentleman, unfortunately, to this greedy Negro, which, that's what we're talking about today. So, that and the fact that there were more black slave owners during the Civil War, there were more whites enslaved in America. The enslavement of the Irish was just unbelievable. And in Europe. I educated them on what Islam really thinks of the black people. I went to the Quran, pulled the scripture, pulled Muhammad's very own words. And I went back centuries, but I showed them proof, yet they would not receive it. Now, why is Islam recruiting blacks? 2 reasons. One can surmise this. First of all, they're filled with hatred, animosity, and an entitlement attitude. What happened to your ancestors is not a reason for you today, 250 years later, to continue to get in the streets and demand more reparations. Because I don't know you shit. You want to talk about injustice. My people were Native Americans. Yes, I'm mixed with European. I am. But I'm also 1/4 American Indian and some change, because on the other side of my family I've got a little more different tribe. So I don't know you shit. Quit complaining. My people still live in a FEMA camp. They call it a reservation, but essentially it's a FEMA camp. So I need the black people out there that keep bitching and pissing and moaning, you who have a black college fund, who have a Black History Month, who have Juneteenth, who have Kwanzaa, who have the, did I say Black Entertainment Channel, who are dominating sports, more black millionaires in America than whites, period, in that industry, dominating Hollywood at this point, dominating the music industry with your filthy, nasty, demoralizing lyric bullshit you call music. It's nothing more than destroying our children, okay? You've got black colleges that whites are not allowed to attend. You have affirmative action, whether you're qualified or not for the position. The business owner is forced into hiring you over the white person. You're given special provisions with the SBA. Whites are excluded completely. We can't have a White History Month because we're racist if we do. We can't have something equivalent to your Juneteenth. We can't have anything equivalent to your Kwanzaa. You introduced Ebonics. Listen, learn how to speak friggin' English, okay? You people are stupid. Stupid that are out there with your Ebonics shit. Speak English. God, you sound like idiots. Can't understand half of what you're saying. It's probably why you do it, though, because you're little thugs and criminals. And if we could understand what you're saying, we'd take care of your shit right then and there. But anyway, pull your pants up. Nobody wants to see your nasty ass drawers. It's ugly. And FYI, shit started in prison. Guys that wore the pants like that were letting the other guys know you can stick it in. Come on, get you some booty. So you're just ignorant. You're completely ignorant. And I'm not just talking to blacks, man. I'm talking to anybody that's out there sagging your damn pants. Pull your freaking pants up. Seriously. Disrespectful, stupid idiots. White, black, Hispanic, I don't give a shit. Pull your damn pants up. You're all thugs. You're all idiots. And quite frankly, it's offensive to me personally. And it's offensive to a lot of parents who have little girls running around. We don't want to see your shit. Not interested. But back to point. There's no white entertainment channel. There's no white anything. We're tired of your shit. We're tired of your shit. And here in McKinney, Texas, where you orchestrated your event, you flash mobbed a private pool in a subdivision. Tatiana was allowed 2, not 130, 2 guests. Tatiana and her mother did not follow the rules, regulations, and the HOA. $175 deposit for damages. They tore a lot of shit up too, by the way. Threw bricks, through car windows, through bottles, started fights, jumped the fence, assaulted the security guards, loud music, lascivious behavior. I mean, seriously. And you got all these black people and some white people. I got into a confrontation with a white liberal last night. That cop abused that girl. That cop didn't abuse a girl. Number one, the cop did not ask for an identification. He didn't have time. He was a lone cop dealing with 130 thugs who were running left and right. They were smoking weed, underage drinking. There was an assault. You ought to see how they're portraying the assault. Now the white mom's the one who started it. Listen, you come into my neighborhood, I'm going to tell you right now, I'll go ahead and invite you. Number one, I'm going to let you know, I will use stand your ground. Number two, I have a pool. Come on over and flash mob it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, when you start pulling your shit, I don't care how old you are, I'll use stand your ground. Believe me, I'll use it. And if you assault me or one of mine or another resident, I will use stand your ground. And if you don't know what that means, you need to look it up. Flash mob, first and foremost. So this cop shows up. He's alone. He's, with everything that's going on across America, the assassination of the cops, the thugs running amok, children attacking and killing adults, killing cops. Do you seriously think that the adrenaline was not rushing through this police officer, Officer Cobo? And from the entire video, I actually saw more than the 7-minute clip that the media, by the way, we need to sue. We do need to sue them. They're putting my life in danger, and I'm tired of this shit. I'm about to start filing a whole shitload of lawsuits against a whole bunch of entities. Because I'm sick of this, and it's going to be the local media, Fox News Network, CNN News Network, Al Sharpton, George Soros. I'm going to sue the federal government. It says that we can't, but watch me, I'm going to do it. Anyway, because they're endangering my life and my children's life, and quite frankly, I'm sick of that shit. Let me tell you something. I have the right to defend my life, and that right is given to me by God, not on a piece of paper and not from a court. Period. And right now, it's Russian roulette for everybody that walks the streets. The Nation of Islam and the blacks have come together. The Nation of Islam is going into these black neighborhoods and recruiting these demoralized bastards, fatherless children, into the Nation of Islam because they're too ignorant to go in and see what Islam really thinks about black people. Here's my summarization. Again, I know I'm bouncing everywhere, but this is unscripted, and one thought takes me to the next, and I have limited time here. So let me just sum it up because I've kind of been bouncing around. Okay, McKinney, 10 a.m. Need every patriot that I can get there. I don't care where you're coming from. If you can get to McKinney, Texas by 10 a.m. when Al Sharpton steps up to the podium and drown that piece of shit out, I would appreciate it. America would appreciate it, and it'd be in your best interest, because they're going to continue to do this shit, orchestrate these events, cause problems. They know the cops are going to get involved, and then they're going to cry foul because one of their black, lawless little bitches got in trouble and got apprehended. Or one of their thugs took a bullet because he tried to kill a cop or another individual. So I'm sick of it. We have to stop it now. Number 2. Islam, the Nation of Islam, has now formed a coalition with the blacks. We saw it in Baltimore, we saw it in Ferguson, and they think we're going to watch this shit go down in Texas. But I got news for you. Al Sharpton, Quinal, all the little thugs that have been on Facebook threatening lives and talking shit, we got news for you. While you were out drinking scissorp and sucking on your 40 and hitting your crack pipe and enjoying the welfare, all the freebies and shit and preferential treatment that you're getting, we've been out here training. We've been prepping. We've been training, buying ammo and buying guns. Don't fuck with us. Texas is not where you're going to win this battle. Don't even try it. And I'm saying that because we keep getting threats online. I actually turned a Facebook post in a black guy put up with a black guy hanging a white man in a hood like KKK, pulling the rope in the swamp. And there was another very descriptive picture, and Facebook came back and told me it wasn't offensive. I turned it in as offensive and racial. No, didn't violate anything. I, on the other hand, caught a 30-day ban for copying and pasting something on Islam out of a news article with no extra verbiage added. 30 days I got for reposting against Islam. So we already know right now that FedBook is on board with the white genocide they're setting up, the killing fields for white Americans, Judeo-Christians. We already know that. Can't say anything negative about Islam. Whites can be attacked. Christians can be attacked. Can't say anything about the blacks. Can't say nigger. They can call me cracker and white bitch all day long and post pictures of black people killing whitey. but they don't violate any rules or regulations with Facebook. I'm going to sue Mark Zuckerberg and the owners of Facebook too as well. Anybody would like to join me on that, just go ahead and contact me. Let's get this party started. But anyway, so I'm on Rich Kent, back to Rich Kent. I'm on Rich Kent's page, and this guy named, let me go. You know, it just dawned on me why his name is that. Hang on a second, guys. Let me just get in here. I'm going to have to plug in. I'm about to go dead. Hang on a second. Let me just go in here. Let me tell you what this guy's name is. Let me get down here. Holy crap. So, we've got, Jesus, I gotta find this guy's name. Oh, because it was very disturbing. Anyway, so I'm talking on one of Kent's posts, Rich Kent's post, and this guy comes on and he says, oh, please let me find it because there's so many of them. I'm trying, folks. I know there's some dead air here. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to get to it. I have to filter through all this crap. It just dawned on me that this guy who made a jihadi comment about how the world is watching how we treat blacks. That's fucking laughable. It really is. I mean, when is enough? Number one, I don't know you shit. My ancestors suffered. Everybody's ancestors suffered. There were more white slaves than blacks. Shut the fuck up and sit down. Shut your mouth. And number three, I'm tired of the shit. I mean, when is enough? We've given you everything. You're taking the jobs, the special grants, special provisions. You're required the lowest exit score out of high school and the lowest entrance score into college, but based on your color. You dominate music, sports, and Hollywood. You have your own black this, black that. I mean, really, when is enough? I don't know you shit. And I'm tired of you attacking whites and screaming racism every time one of your lawless ass thugs do what they do. And I have great concern with Islam, who hates blacks, by the way. They're less than dogs. You can go read Muhammad's words. You can go read the Quran. It's factual. I printed it out for the uneducated, degenerate black folk that were on one of the posts, running their mouth. I had to set them straight, basically. They've taken our passiveness and tolerance as weakness. And now we're going to have to stand up. Don't want to see a racial or civil war in this country, but I'm going to tell you something. I am sick of this. I am absolutely sick. Sick and tired. And my mixed family, I have blacks and whites, bastards are endangering both sides of my family. There are whites out there that are sick of this shit that are actually starting to hate blacks for this. And unfortunately, hate clouds the mind. And discernment will not be a part of the judgment that might be passed on an individual. And it might be an okay person, but they're black. It might be an okay person, but they're white. So my white children are being targeted by these thugs in Islam, and my black children will become targets of white individuals, thugs, racists, on both sides, because we're being driven in that direction. And enough is enough. We're not going to let McKinney turn into Baltimore. I'll tell you now, we will use stand your ground. I'm just saying it flat out for the government, NSA, law enforcement. It doesn't matter. I'm letting you guys know right now. I'm watching the chatter. This is a right to carry state. This is a stand your ground state. And if this is where it's going to kick off, this is where it's going to kick off, because this is my message to Governor Abbott, to the mayor of McKinney, to the sheriffs, to Texas Rangers, whoever, to Washington. We will exercise our right to defend ourselves. We will not see the city burn. We will not see any more whites attacked, and we will not see the assassination or the ruining of another police officer's life in this state due to the orchestrated event like we saw in McKinney. We're not going to stand for it. We will stand up. If you are not going to protect us when we have elected you and employed you to protect the citizens of this state, to stop this shit. See, the governor could disallow outside influence from another state to come in and invade, because, see, they're crossing a border. They're invading Texas. Governor Abbott is allowing this to take place because he has every power and authority. So does the lieutenant governor and the attorney general and law enforcement to disallow any outside interference into a local affair. They also have the ability to absolutely shut down what was an unlawful, is basically kidnapping on Monday, when these thugs would not allow exit or entry into a neighborhood from the homeowners who did absolutely nothing wrong in that neighborhood. So they were held, they were kidnapped federally. That is a charge, that's a felony. But no charges were filed. Nobody stopped them. They detained every homeowner, every individual from coming or going. They impeded their ability to travel. They kidnapped them. They held them against their will. False imprisonment. Not one person went to jail for it. They let it happen. Why? Because this is all orchestrated. These events take place because they're orchestrated events to further the agenda. But the agenda isn't quite what you people think. I had a lot of time to think about what's going on. I'm watching the Forum Coalition with Islam and the blacks. We're seeing more agitation from the blacks. We're seeing more attacks on white lives being slaughtered. The media refuses, absolutely refuses, to make light of how many whites are being attacked and killed by blacks. They refuse, absolutely refuse to show when a white person is killed by a black cop. They won't do it. They won't do it. It's all about how oppressed the black people are, and it started with Lincoln, the lying sack of shit. The bullet to the skull he took, he deserved 2 of them. He lied. Civil War wasn't about abolishment of slavery. Do your damn homework. It was about taxation, oppression, and business. It was about money. And he was advised that the people would not afford him or allow or approve of his attack on the South from the North under the guises of another taxation issue, another labor issue, goods and service issue. So he came up with his little thugs with the brilliant idea, well, let's just call it, I don't know, the abolishment of slavery. That seems to be a sore point with people. We'll be able to separate the nation, North and the South. They'll be happy to fund it. We'll go ahead and do what we're going to do. So it wasn't what you think it was. It was an economic war. And they used the Negro, the poor downtrodden Negro, not the whites. Remember, there were more black slave owners at the time this took place. And there were more whites enslaved than Negroes. But they used the Negro. Why? Because they had uneducated. They would not allow slaves to be educated. So they took the blacks and they went ahead and used them because they were from a different continent, maybe? Who knows what the hell these narcissists were thinking when they did this. But this lie has lived since Lincoln. I hope he's burning in hell right now, because he was a sorry bastard. He was a lying piece of shit. Congress, by the way, at that same time abandoned post, which meant government was dissolved. Lincoln called for martial law, started the Civil War, calls for martial law. Congress dispersed. It was dissolved. We've been living underneath martial law since Lincoln. But anyway, back to the point. These po niggas have been used for centuries for political gain, for genocide, to fuel the court systems, to fuel the prison systems. They have been used and used and used, and now they actually believe that it's because of Whitey. The government has duped the shit out of them. Opportunists like Al Sharpton, who's in the White House and in the Senate dining room on a regular basis, is a friggin' criminal. He's guilty of racketeering. He's guilty of murder. He's guilty of inciting. He's guilty of... I'll give you one better than that. He's guilty of paying to have cops and whites murdered. He's a hitman. That's right. He incites this shit. He builds it up. So is Farrakhan. Hey, Farrakhan. Had somebody last night on there say, Why don't you prod Farrakhan? Bet you won't. Hey, fuck you, Farrakhan. How about that one? I'll prod him. Bet you won't stand up against the Nation of Islam. Well, yeah, I will, actually. Actually, I will. They don't scare me. Listen, I have a destiny with death. You can't scare me with a death threat. You can't scare me with anything. Not terrified. Not scared, not moved by it at all. So, do what you're going to do, or shut the hell up and get out of my way, because I'm not afraid of you. I don't care who. There's no human person on this earth that I'm afraid of. Period. I'm not going to disrespect law, but I'm not afraid of it, and I'm not afraid of the goons that try to enforce the injustice on people. You don't scare me. Taking my freedom away? Hell, my freedom's already taken away. I'm not afraid. But anyway, back to the point. I know I keep getting off subject, but not really. I mean, I'm covering the whole thing. So, I'm on Rich Kent's page, and I can't find it right now because he's got so many posts up. And this guy actually makes this comment. He speaks broken English, so I know he's not from here because of the way he wrote. The world is watching how you treat black people. Oh my God, did that resonate? Not for the reasons you think, but this reason. You know, government controls media, and like I said, they never cover anything about the injustice toward the whites. They're always trying to demonize the Christians and the whites. They're always trying to paint us as oppressors and aggressors, when, quite frankly, we've been very passive in giving you bastards that keep screaming and whining you want more than enough, to the point that it is of our own detriment. We've allowed you to continue to bully us for over 50 years. We're tired of it. We're tired of this generational lie, this generational cry and whine that, you know, Whitey's a demon. I'm sick of it. Listen, I love my black family. I will kill a bitch over my black family if you tried to hurt them. Straight up, I'm telling you, I don't care if you're white or black. If you came sideways at one of my grandbabies or my godchildren, it would be the last breath you took if I had my way about it. Same thing with my white family. I'm sick of this shit. But he said something in his post that was highly disturbing. He said, "People are watching you all over the world, America." He said, "Even the jihadist." I swear to God, he said it. I'll take a screenshot and post it all over Facebook. The jihadists are watching how you treat, or it was mistreat, the blacks in America. Really? Oh my God. Well, okay. Now I'm going to unfold the picture and why I say the killing field's been set. Remember, I just said, why do the blacks embrace Islam if they knew? They're so easily misled. I mean, it's pathetic, really. Because black people aren't dumb in general. You just have some genetic defect there, and those children that have been generation after generation been brainwashed to be criminal, lawless, demoralized, lazy, irresponsible. This is what we face when we see those rioting idiots in the street. They're agitators, aggravators, haters, and we need to hold them accountable, because if they weren't under the umbrella of Al Sharpton and this regime, those are felonies they're committing. They're burning buildings, they're assaulting people, taking people. Those are felonies. And I want to remind people out there in Texas, here's how this goes. I've been studying up on it. You have the right, immediately when you witness a felony being committed, arson, assault, looting. You have the right to do two things. You can use castle law and stand your ground, or you can attempt to make a citizen's arrest. And you have every right to make that citizen's arrest and detain the individual. And it's even better if you have another witness or you have it on film. If your law enforcement will not arrest these people if they start to become destructive, if your law enforcement will not control these people when they become destructive, by all means, exercise your rights in the state of Texas. I said it and I meant it. Do not let foreigners, because they're invading our borders, doesn't matter, they're U.S. citizens, they're invading Texas. And you can look it up. According to the Constitution, according to the Declaration of War, you can go look these things up, people. This is an invasion. They're unwelcome. They've not been invited. We didn't invite them. It doesn't matter if the perps invited them. They're unwelcome because they're coming here to cause destruction and dismay. So they're going to invade our border, come into Texas from other states, i.e. Chicago and the likes of wherever the hell these rugrats come from, L.A., all over the world.